Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is SleepyDruid and welcome back to Perceptions of the Dead. So last time we went with Jill Count on a little ghost hunt and got way more than we bargained for, so let's continue our story with the Phantom Ice Cream Truck. The Phantom Ice Cream Truck. Follow a denizen of the border between life and death as he answers a call to rescue a missing child. Okay. The Phantom Ice Cream Truck.
A glance around reveals an empty street, and I take a moment of solitude to adjust my layers. It does little to stave off the biting wind. I clench and unclench my fingers with a deep-rooted ire. I am not being paid well enough for this shit.
Oh, I'm the acolyte,
And
apparently.
again, I never am.
That's true.
This
You
was
never
the second
got
night
paid.
since I had started this assignment. The couple had hired me to bring back their son. They hadn't been so comfortable with the way the official investigation was turning up so very little, and how much the media had begun to spin the tale into a ghost story.
Why am I called the acolyte if I'm looking for a missing
The
child?
Phantom Ice Cream Truck. What a mouthful. A messy case, too. The police's initial involvement had been straightforward.
Yeah.
The first child had fell off the map like the earth had swallowed him whole. Right off the street,
Okay.
according to witnesses. No one saw a thing. No reliable witness heard anything either. No unfamiliar cars or people. No unfamiliar sounds.
That's
One
weird.
moment he was in front of his parents' home, the next he was gone.
Yeah, that's usually how abductions work.
Strange, but there could be plenty explanations for such an incident. Very mundane ones.
I have to adjust the volume.
Such explanations
Oh, that's
became
better.
more unlikely when every
Yeah.
child in the neighborhood reported hearing ice cream truck music right around the time of the disappearance. Of course, without a single adult able to corroborate this mysterious music, the children's testimony was quickly dismissed.
Yeah, as it usually is.
Still creepy, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if the children on my street would be like, "Don't you hear the ice cream truck, Sleepy?" I would get the fuck out of Dodge.
And oh so mysterious.
More creepy, not mysterious.
Even more so when it happened again.
Oh.
Then a third time. It was the third parents who hired me. I never really figured out how my clients find me. It's not like I list my number anywhere or advertise.
Okay.
But somehow word of mouth leads to my phone ringing, and a familiar phrase to indicate it's for business. Ya, Fhtagn. I seek a pact with that which should not be.
Oh yeah, I'm a ghost actually.
I know,
Right.
it's a little trippy. It's from a book I had read back in college. A friend came up with the joke as his invocation of my aid. He must have used it dozens of times when we were younger. Typically for a ride when he had been out drinking. I had become so used to it that when I first answered the phone and heard an unfamiliar voice say the phrase, I just kind of went with it. The next time it was the same.
But how did you
Then
die?
it became common. Where are you?
Or is there some sort of ghost college?
We live in Rosterfield, Maine. I know it's a long way from where I heard about you, but can you help us?
Will you pay the price?
We will pay anything if you can bring back our son.
The deal is struck. And with that, I
Ooh.
called in sick to work. Told them I had the flu and would need a few days off.
Wait a minute. I'm a little bit confused right now. So, apparently the acolyte is some sort of trans-dimensional being, let's call it a ghost, and ghosts have jobs in this world. So I don't know if this story is connected to the other ones, but
I was given shit about not getting my flu shot, but they didn't hassle me too much. That evening, I was on a plane.
Perceptions of the Dead.
I arrived at the house at midnight.
Yeah, that's
I
good.
did not knock. After all, it was important to keep up appearances.
Oh yeah, because you're a
The
ghost.
window to the left was latched, but the right slid up easily. I found the boy's room first and gave it a once-over. Legos, Ben 10 toys, and
Ooh,
Star
Ben
Wars
10 was cool.
paraphernalia littered the floors
At
and
least the
walls.
first
A
iteration.
quick once-over revealed nothing useful, though. I sat on the foot of the bed for almost 10 minutes before one of them stirred.
Oh my god!
Normal reaction. I turned around slowly. I returned for what has been lost. From you, I need two items. I need a photo and an article of clothing.
Something thick.
With a smell.
Ooh, what the
A
fuck?
woman stands
What the
up
fuck,
slowly,
creepo I
leaning
am.
against the wall.
Am I?
Runs to the child's room. She returns with a dirty soccer jersey and a copy of a lost flyer. The father remains paralyzed, his eyes locked with mine. though likely he is just staring into the shadow beneath my hood, hoping to see something there, something human, likely questioning his decision to hire me.
Yeah, probably.
Can you really find him?
I take a long smell of the shirt, then
Oh, that's a
discover
nice
it.
little boy.
I take a look at
buck
the
teeth.
photo. This time, I spend a lot longer examining it. I wasn't really some bloodhound. I couldn't track by scent, but the photo helped a lot. Now I knew what he looked like. Yes. She begins to breathe heavily, and then cries. The husband just continues to stare aghast into the hood of my cloak. With that, I begin to walk out.
Am I deaf?
Behind me, I hear the father speak.
Oh, did we just send after our son?
The first night had been
Interesting.
uneventful. I had turned over the results of the police investigation and found myself wanting.
Oh, the
Wanting
phone is
what?
ringing.
Oh, anything resembling a lead. Did these people get paid to do this shit? I certainly didn't buy the superstitious who were already spreading stories about the ghostly ice cream truck.
Wait a minute, you yourself are some kind of supernatural being. How can you not believe in the superstitious?
If a ghost were going to come back,
That's
it's very
actually
unlikely they would
intriguing.
be scooting around in an ice cream truck. Talking to children had been
That's true.
painfully hard. My one fortune was that my attire left me more reminiscent of a slender man than a child molester. So the times I was chased away from children I tried to interview were not mistaken for solicitation.
Well, yeah, that's
I
true
shuddered
actually.
violently at the thought.
Yeah.
The children provided my first real clue. They described a tune. One that sounded like the type and consistency that an ice cream truck might have. Not that ice cream trucks were common these days. I was a little surprised these kids even knew what one was. Some were even able to hum and whistle the tune for me.
Ooh.
I wasn't entirely sure how to run with this info. The relevance of a single song really didn't occur to me.
Can I want to change a little bit around. Return.
A small piece of the rest
Whoa,
of the
that's
day
loud.
was spent feeding myself and taking a nap as inconspicuously as possible. I had no intention of allowing anyone to see me be anything other than the creepy supernatural paranormal investigator. It's how I've always done things.
Yeah, that's the point.
You'd be surprised how quickly you can build a rep with the right look and behavior.
That's true.
After the nap, it was back to beating the streets. And my current predicament.
Okay.
It was friggin' cold. In the near distance, I watched a quartet of kids, roughly 14 or so, playing a ragged game of football. They seem to
again,
be having a great time, but even as far away as I am, their cheers and jeers rattle my nerves. For a moment, I wish they would be quiet. As though hearing my thoughts mid-run, they stop, on cue. They stand up straight and begin to draw heavy, ragged breaths. A girl hugs the football to her chest as her eyes grow ever wider. I test reality for a moment. I wish I had a few thousand bitcoins. It occurs to me that I should have asked for something more easily checked. At the same time, it occurs to me that I didn't silence those kids. I bite my tongue, close my eyes, and bury the nail of my thumb into the palm of my hand. I dig in as hard as I can, drawing blood as my vision blares with the colors behind my eyelids. And then, I hear it.
The ice cream truck.
The song playing on a pair of shitty speakers. The kind you'd hear on top of an old-timey ice cream truck. My eyes flick open as I scan the horizon.
Whoa.
The truck
Hello.
passes me, inches from clipping my shoulder, and heading straight towards the kids. No, you fucking don't! I break into a run, and despite the trivial speed of the truck, barely manage to keep up. As the truck closes on the kids, it slows to a stop, and I finally begin to close the gap.
Run on home, you kids. It's getting dark. This town isn't safe after dark.
Getting dark? What is he talking about? The sun set hours ago. No sooner had the words crossed my mind when it all went black. For a few moments, I thought I had been knocked unconscious. Then my eyes began to adjust.
Again, sorry for interrupting, but first I want to see how I look like. Second, this is an interesting topic because he knows the paranormal exists because he is paranormal. But why is
I
it
make out the
superstition
faintest
then?
impression of light.
Such a right or such a why is it such a weird suggestion to the acolyte that there may be a ghostly ice cream truck? I mean, he literally is summoned via weird demonic chanting from someone who needs him. But on the other hand, he has a physical body, so he can't go through walls, and he had to take the plane.
Oh no. Oh no. This isn't good. You kids better get in. I'll get you home safe.
I watch helplessly moving through the dark like it was molasses. Shadows pass before the light as he ushers them into the truck. The truck lights blare into brilliance, and I hear the motor roar as the car begins to move forward at a pace more in keeping with a motor vehicle. I would lose it even if I were still able to move.
No. No.
Bad ice cream truck. No.
I let out a choked cry after them.
Stop. Stop.
Then I stop. The second cry had no depth to its volume. While the no had echoed normally down the empty street, the scream of stop had sounded like I screamed into the middle of a very crowded room. Slowly I reach behind me, laying hands on one of my pieces of emergency equipment. The kind of stuff you don't use when you want people to think you're some manner of elder horror. I slowly bring it around, just as I feel the breath on my neck. With a whip, I crack the flare, seeing it burn red hot through my clenched eyes, and I hear the cacophony of screams. I open them. Thousands of twisted, naked heaps of malformed, demi-human flesh writhe in the agony of death. And as I raise it above my head, the flare burns brighter. The darkness washes away.
Hello, darkness.
I wheel around in place, but find myself alone back in the street.
No.
In the middle of the day.
Think of the kids.
I drop the flare and try futilely to snuff it out with my boot. My little display has drawn an audience, and not so far down the street, I see my clients. Well, fuck.
Yeah, that's not that good.
So it's ghosts.
I merely nod slowly.
But you can still get him back?
I nod again.
Oh, okay.
But it's been over a week since you started searching. He hasn't eaten anything.
That was a week?
I still couldn't wrap my mind around how much time had passed in the darkness.
Yeah,
He will be fine. Time does not pass normally where he is.
that's true.
You know where he is?
I nod. I'm going there tonight to get him back. They start crying. I'm not really sure what to do at this point, so I
Yeah.
stand there, awkwardly, hoping that my layers give me more of the appearance of stoicism than an awkward penguin.
That's a weird twist in emotion, basically, because the last one was all cheery.
Apparently it
and
works.
This is totally different and totally dark. And
Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, the other one was dark as well, but not in that terms.
Thank you so much. Thank
What
you.
was the price?
I leave the building as they both chant, "Thank you," like it was some kind of prayer. It's not the first time I'd heard that prayer. It's not the first time I had done this.
Of course not. You're an elder horror, apparently. Why does it always say perception? So I am a dead guy again. Like
I'm ready
Jill.
this time as night falls. I withdraw a small shot and without hesitation jam it into my arm.
You're a drug addict?
Viper venom.
Oh.
I had a friend back home who
Yeah.
kept one as a pet. Weird kid. Milks the things. Sells the venom, mostly to medical facilities. Occasionally he sells it to me.
But why?
My knees nearly buckle as the burning begins to creep through
Oh,
my
yeah,
arm.
because you need to
I
be...
stifle a
So he
scream.
is not dead. So he's still a alive being.
Then I hear it, and everything clicks. I let out
So
a
he
long
needs
sigh and
near-death
stand up,
experiences, apparently.
adjusting my layers.
Hello.
I turn my eyes to fall upon the approaching truck. My hand goes behind my back and my fingers close. I train the gun on the truck and unload a triad of shots into the ghost truck's engine. The engine sputters, the grating burns, melting away, and the music screams in protest.
Yeah.
What do you think you're doing?
An escapee from an Andy Warhol painting stutters, stepping awkwardly
Yeah.
from the vehicle.
Hello. Oh, no. That's better.
It's getting dark. I have to protect the children.
Oh, no. Stop that.
Only one thing may not exist. You and that which you fear must cease to be.
But the children...
The darkness
Think
falls
of the
upon me.
children.
With such force I stagger.
Oh, he is a
I
dog.
lose my grip and the gun disappears, searing into the shifting mass of flesh. My hand goes behind my back, and my grip closes around a rough-hewn blade, forged of obsidian and steel. And as I carve outwards, I hear the screams of all the lost children, unwilling to accept their fate, and swallowed by the darkness. Flesh tatters as I carve, burning away like paper, until finally, I lay into the man.
No, you don't understand. I was just trying to help.
I bury the blade into his throat.
That's very descriptive.
The cacophony resounds as the children who lost themselves in the darkness writhe, and I go about my work of freeing them all, just as I had freed this man.
I still don't know. The fuck?
My baby. Oh, my baby. It's okay. Everyone's okay.
No, not everyone. They're all dead. Everyone. Everyone died.
Yeah, but that's because that's not my job.
7 kids lost here. And I got back all of them.
Wait, the Acolyte has the same
I wonder how many I actually freed.
color to its name than the kid. As the kid.
How many had he trapped in his nightmare? And what the hell was he so afraid of in that darkness? And most importantly, why did he ultimately abandon them to it?
I don't know how to thank you. After a week of not hearing from you, I'd feared for the worst. A month after that, and I'd come to accept that it was over. I was ready to move on.
His eyes fall to his wife, still babying the boy, who won't stop staring off into the distance.
Yes,
She
some
had
shit.
faith, though. She said that you were an angel, or maybe a demon. She didn't care. She believed in you. Some nights after she had said her Hail Marys, I would see her put her hands together, and I would hear her. She prayed to you.
I was almost flattered, but to tell the truth, the idea of someone believing so much in me, in praying to me,
Am I the boogeyman?
it was terrifying.
I want you to know, I'm willing to pay more than whatever your normal fee is. We've been living with a tight belt since I called you, and I won't lie and say I don't do well for myself. I have more than enough saved up to pay you anything we could ask.
You don't want to pay
Or,
the price.
if there's something else you want, there's nothing I can offer you that means more to me than my son.
What?
I let out a long sigh. I reach up to my hood and pull it back. Both of them gasp, stepping back and then cocking eyebrows in unison, having perhaps expected something more.
Just a normal guy.
After having been gone for 2 months, I could really use a job.
That's interesting. The Phantom ice cream truck. That was fast. So the first one was way longer. But still a great story, but I still don't understood what is the Acolyte. Is he just some sort of trans-dimensional warrior? Like, I don't know, Sam and Dean from Supernatural? Was it Sam and Dean? I never watched it really. Hello. Yeah, I like your game really well, but I could currently. Oh, I can. Oh, what's that? Ice cream truck. Oh, what's that? This. Oh, that's the. Okay, return. Thanks for playing. Oh yeah, okay. Oh, this is the Acolyte. Oh, okay. So now the last thing comes. I think I'm gonna leave this episode here. I'm gonna do the other one. So thus, I don't know if they're connected, but thus far we know about, well, now about the Acolyte, who is some sort of supernatural investigator. Well, he actually called himself that, and Jill, who is dead apparently right now. Okay. Still, good story. The first one I liked more because it had like these choices and stuff. But still, I think this was intriguing, although not all questions were answered. And I still had some questions. I think the plot twist in the end with Jill was very good. But I digress again. I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Next time we will go to the Perceptions of the Dead. Actually, the next episode is called that. Yeah. So, my name is SleepyDruid, and good night.